Welcome to Module 3.3, Reconnecting to Land by Resisting Compulsory Digitization. Modern life is characterized by digital technologies which permeate every aspect of our daily lives, from the cars we drive to the stoves and fridges we use to cook and store food, not to mention the computers and phones we use to work, learn, play, and connect with others. As the animated series The Flintstones and the Jetsons make obvious, we cannot imagine life before industrial and digital revolutions. And I think that gives you a sense of how old I am too. I just loved watching these shows when I was little. Set in the prehistoric era, the Flintstones showcase a nuclear family with a Flintmobile, a type of cave car that Fred, the father figure, drives to and from work at the Slate Rock and Gravel Company. Sauropods appear as work animals in the series, including as a crane in the opening sequence found in the link below, inside your resources section. Industrial and modern ways of living are superimposed to a distant past, showing just how difficult it is to imagine living differently. It's as if industrial modernity has monopolized our memories and our imagination. Today, we depend on digital technologies to engage in commerce, communicate, move around, work, learn, socialize, date, and play. These technologies are on 24/7, 365 days a year. We're plugged into a grid of modernity that hides the enormous ecological and climatic impacts of our lifestyles, or as some would say, our death styles. Just as we cannot imagine a past beyond extractivism and compulsory digitization, we cannot seem to imagine a future beyond it. I loved watching The Jetsons as a child. It was my favorite show with my little brother. The Jetsons, an animated series created in the 1960s with episodes added in the 80s, portrays a future world built around comfort, ease, and convenience, as well as speed. In The Jetsons, you only need to push a button for food to just pop out of a food replicator. When I was a kid, that just seemed impossible. Today, all I need to do is push a button on my phone for food to be delivered right on my doorstep. And students at Cornell University have created a 3D food printer, coming ever closer to the Jetsons' reality. The ideal in the Jetsons is for digital technologies to replace human labor completely and create a society totally disconnected from land, living literally in the clouds, hovering above a planet that no one ever actually sees or touches. In the movie version of the Jetsons, land-bound Earth is shown as a polluted wasteland. However, the television series I enjoyed simply obscures the impact of extracting raw materials from Earth's body. It also obstructs the cheap labor and conditions of exploitation that make possible the Jetsons' upper middle class lifestyle. An endless quest of freedom embedded in narratives of industrial and digital progress often invisibilize the pollution caused by the very same industrial processes and their toxic waste networks. As the grandchild of Bosniak peasants, the eco-social violence of modernity often leaves me feeling alienated, grieving for a more eco-centric way of living. I hunger for a future where I can reconnect to fertile land, grow and eat healthy and nutritious food, and co-belong to a community of a diversity of humans and non-humans that live together in more collaborative and harmonious ways. The challenge is that we are coerced into an obligatory dependence on digital technologies, embedded in a planetary network of thoughtless mining, fuel combustion, transporting, packaging, selling, and massive waste networks. We know the impacts of that from the endless storms that proliferate, and disasters and forced migration of humans and non-humans. The compulsory digitization of almost every aspect of our lives is a function of living in modern capitalist cities and is directly linked to a loss of contact of what David Abram calls our spiritual and magic connection to the sensuous more than human world, to nature. We are made to give our attention, offer our focus and energies, embed our daily routines and habits, and seek connection and meaning in human-centric societies and systems largely disconnected from their ecological milieus. Resisting compulsory digitization is not a call to abolish all technologies. The etymology of the word technology is tool, and as a species, we have co-evolved with our many, many tools. Some digital technologies save lives through added medical value and give us access to information and each other across physical space, allowing us to organize and subvert systems of power. Compulsory digitization is a conceptual tool that helps us notice how digital highways have become an imposed norm for participating in society today, obscuring mechanisms of population control and surveillance, and the energy slaves these technologies depend on, and subsequently, their social and ecological impacts. By noticing how obligatory digitization impacts our daily habits and the world around us, we can make more deliberate choices and decide to resist rather than accept the status quo. Let's challenge ourselves to live differently by unplugging from digital highways and reconnecting to our communities and our ecological milieus, stewarding the land we depend on for nourishment, protecting bodies of water, land, forests, coasts, and mountains, and the very planet we co-belong to.